Ultimately, don't get too paralyzed though with the fear of making a decision. No, I haven't supersetted doggy pets in a minute. Most of the time, the advice can really just be get under that bar and lift it. So let's keep it positive. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep doing our sets, putting in the work day in and day out, but coming back to this because it's the thing we love the most. I'm not going to ego lift tricep press downs. You know that you can lift it. Stupid freaking idea, man. It brings us happiness. It keeps us centered, and it keeps us sane. After all, it can be cheaper than therapy. Well, good morning. Welcome back. Good to see you again. It is a nice, warm day already, and I think it's going to be a comfortable day. Yesterday was absolutely beautiful, and today can only be beautiful as it's push day. Shoulders, chest, and tricep workout ahead of us, and I think it's going to be a good one. But we've got some new exercises that we're throwing in here, some stuff that you probably haven't seen before, certainly at least not in this block that we're doing at the moment. And we're going to be altering some of the working weights that we're doing. The big thing that we're going to be swapping in is that last week I told you how these dumbbell exercises with these drop sets are getting to be too cumbersome, just a little bit too much for us to handle, and they're not really allowing us to get the most that we possibly can out of each of these workouts. Feels like we're stopping a little short on those, even though we're doing a really good workout. We're feeling it. It's really getting a lot of work done and a lot of volume in for us. I do still, at the end of the day, want to make sure that we're getting in all the volume that we possibly can be, and those dumbbells feel like they're lacking. So with that said, we are going to be swapping out the heavy dumbbell work that we've been doing, and we're going to be doing them on the lever arms. We're also going to be removing the gym pin from those lever arms. And if you remember, the gym pin accessory that I have is what allows those arms to rotate from side to side. Now we can lock those in at any angle we want. They go about 45 degrees in every direction, or I guess in the two directions, and we can stop those at any angle that we want. And there are benefits to doing that. I actually do employ that quite often, locking it in, usually a little bit more narrow. But with these, to help stimulate the dumbbell even more, I'm gonna completely release them entirely. That's going to allow them to swing from side to side. Now, the only real way to get the effective lift out of that when you're using these lever arms is to get underneath them. If you're in front of them or behind them and you're trying to push that weight, you're really just swinging that weight forward a bit. So the arms themselves will be basically parallel to the ground. We'll be sitting underneath them flat as if we were underneath a barbell or just doing a regular dumbbell press. And for these, we're going to be getting a slight incline on them too. So we're going to raise the bench just ever so slightly. We're going to get underneath them. We're going to be pushing them just like we would for any of our other dumbbell exercises. Now, we're not going to be able to adequately simulate exactly what a dumbbell movement's going to look like. Those stabilizers aren't going to have to work as hard, but with the ability to move from side to side and obviously the ability to move up and down, we're going to have a pretty similar movement to a dumbbell exercise. It's still going to be on that lever, so the path of travel is going to be different than it would be if it was just a strict dumbbell, but it's as close as we're going to be able to get within the confines of our home gym, and I think it's going to be a pretty darn good substitute and to really allow us to do those drop sets with ease and efficiency and not leave us dilly-dallying around trying to figure out a unique way to simulate that work volume. I think it's going to be pretty darn awesome. Now, after that, as you can see from today's workout, nothing too crazy. You know, we're actually going back to some dumbbell lateral raises instead of those Y raises, getting in some real good just overall lateral raise work. We're going to be throwing in an exercise I haven't done on the channel before, which is just a simple overhead plate extension. I mean, honestly, just taking that plate and lifting it overhead, it's going to be great for your delts and for your traps. It's a really good overhead exercise, and it's just so darn simple. Everyone's got a plate, and you really don't need a lot of weight. I think we'll probably be starting with about 25 pounds. We're not going to go too crazy there. But that's enough talking. Let's get set up for our dynamic benches today. We are going to be increasing that 1 rep max percentage week to week now. And we were doing increases and changing around the rep and set scheme, but in this set, we're going to be just altering the 1 rep max percentage that we're working with week to week. So this week we're going to be doing 65%, which is going to be about 235 pounds, and we're going to be doing 6 sets of 5. Let's get set up, let's get warmed up, and let's get over there and start doing these. very good. All right, got our working weight set up here, 235. I'm not feeling too bad about this. Feeling pretty good warmed up. Last week, when we last benched, we had that super weird, I mentioned it, I don't know that you saw it on camera, but I had that super weird moment where my chest just felt, my right pec felt like it just couldn't do anything. Like I had a strain or something like that. It feels a little sore, tender maybe, but it feels okay. I think we've warmed up enough. I think it's gonna be all right. We'll see what happens, I suppose, but we'll just have to play it by ear, and hopefully everything's all right. But let's get after this. Set to 5 here. Number 1. Now, as we've been doing, we're going to be doing a close grip to start here for 2 sets. Let's do it. Yeah, very good. Super simple. Okay, short little break there. Set number 2, narrow grip again. I like to keep my thumbs about a thumb's, my thumb's right on the edge of that knurling there before the smooth grip starts. Get those triceps tucked and lift. Very good. Happy with that. Another 2 minutes. Now, I've got 2 to 3 minutes scheduled here in between each of these. I don't think I'm going to need 2 to 3 minutes on every single one of these reps. Play around with the rep ranges. It's not like set in stone, something you have to adhere to. Now, what I find is that as the weight gets heavier, we do end up needing more of that rest period. That generally happens as you're increasing the volume. You know, whether that means the weight's increasing or the rep ranges are increasing, generally it is going to take your body a bit longer to overall recover in between those sets so that you can effectively lift whatever is coming next. Those first 2, in between I should say, we did a 2-minute rest period, and that's on the low end of what I'm budgeting. I'm feeling really good right now though. I'm gonna take this next one at 1 minute, see what happens. We're gonna be going with our medium grip, neutral grip, whatever we wanna call it here, our regular grip bench press, keeping a decent width, but nothing too crazy on either the short or the long end. Okay, it's not buzzing, but that's been 1 minute. Let's get after it here and do our medium grip here. So for me, I like to put my ring fingers on the rings. Anything from ring finger to index finger is going to be just fine though. Good. Now we're going to do another minute rest here. It's still feeling just fine. It's still feeling real fresh. I think ultimately with most things in the gym, a lot of the questions I see online, which are, by the way, fair questions, because if you don't know, you don't know. And so going online, asking people for help, that's always completely fair game. I would always advise doing a quick Google search. I mean, I'm sure your question is not unique. I'm sure it's been asked thousands, if not millions of times at this point. But go on there, see if you can find the answer. And if you can't, get on somewhere like Reddit or a bodybuilding forum and ask the question. Ultimately, don't get too paralyzed though with the fear of making a decision. Most of the time, the advice can really just be, get under that bar and lift it. Go lift that weight. It's that simple. All right, 1 minute rest or so. Let's do this. Another medium grip here. Our second one. Very good. Ultimately, if you're in the gym, you probably have an idea of what you're supposed to be doing. And if not, go online. Look up videos on YouTube. There is so much information out there, which can be overwhelming, and that can be a detriment. It's hard to figure out what information is good versus what information is just bunk and trying to get you to click on their post. But too much information can also be a bad thing. It can cause this paralysis, right? And when you're in that moment, just get under it and lift. Try it out. Try it out. Give her 2 or 3 tries though. Don't just give up after 1. It would be rare that in that first one, you can really be like, no, absolutely not. That's definitely not gonna work for me. And it can take 2 or 3 attempts to really hone in what you're attempting to do and feel like you've got a good understanding of how it's supposed to be, how it's supposed to feel, and not feel awkward anymore. Okay, we're going wide. Almost forgot there. Wide on these bad boys. Good. Another 1 minute rest period. These are still doing good. As we start to increase this weight week to week, that 1 minute rest period is probably not going to cut it, which is fine. At the moment, this is fairly light. And I'm actually really glad we're doing this right now. As I had said, that right pec was feeling just odd, about a week ago. I felt it right in that first set. Again, that almost strain-like feeling. I think it was just kind of tight. I think I needed to be worked out. Knock on wood. It's been good throughout the rest of these sets. Not really feeling anything there anymore. Hopefully it stays that way, because after this, we're going to get set up and turned around right here, and we're going to be doing some slight incline pressing with these lever arms, so hopefully it stays with us. Last set here. Super wide. As wide as we can get. Okay, those were good. Happy with those. Felt great, felt smooth, nothing crazy. Let's get this spun around, those lever arms set up, and do some lever arm pressing. All right, got this thing dialed in. Let's get warmed up. Now we're taking out the gym pins, and as a reminder, taking these bad boys out will allow these to flex from side to side here. That should help us simulate as best as possible those dumbbell movements, at least within the confines of the home gym that we have. No, I haven't supersetted doggy pets in a minute. And by a minute, I mean like at least a day. So I know you guys have been so deprived. So deprived. All right, I got to push some weight. Let's do this here. Very good. Now for these, we're just going to be working up to a heavy 8. Again, just like we've been doing. We got to find that heavy 8 though. We haven't done these on the lever arm, so we're not entirely sure where that weight is going to land. But we're going to get as close as we can to it. Crank out our reps, and then after that we'll take our break and immediately go into a drop set. Drop off some weight, and then crank out as many more as we can. Okay, getting closer. I think this is going to be good for us here. Got about 115 loaded up on each arm here. So the goal is going to be to do the 8. I think we're going to be able to do that. Then on our next set, we're going to do another 8. Drop that 25 off on each side though, and then resume and crank out as many more as we can, hopefully at least 8. That's the goal. Let's get after it. Slight incline here. Let's go. Yeah, that's nice. Okay. It's interesting having these lever arms completely unlocked. I've certainly done it before, but I always forget, like your brain has to make that shift of the lever arms are no longer locked. And so when you grab that bar, you're expecting them to just be locked, right? And there's that moment of like, whoa, I forgot these things can move freely here. Definitely changes how much weight you're able to push. Having to stabilize that stuff from side to side and keep it in as controlled of a path as possible too. You ever get a playlist that has like 3 versions of the exact same song? 4 in a row? That's terrible. Who programmed this playlist? It's literally the exact same song 4 times in a row. If you hate stuff like that, if you want to have a good EDM playlist that isn't going to fill you with BS like that, scan the code wherever I put it on the screen here. Give it a go. That's my Spotify EDM workout playlist. So if you don't like EDM, I apologize, but I think you'll like it. It's got a lot of different kinds of EDM. I don't think it's going to disappoint you, and I personally shuffle it using an app that will randomly shuffle that every couple weeks. So you don't have to worry about Spotify's crappy shuffle algorithm either, giving you the exact same song every single time you start a playlist or in the same order. Just put it in custom order, which is the order that I randomly shuffle it in, and it's going to be well shuffled, and you can go all the way through that list without hearing the same song twice for, gosh, what, 69 hours of music, almost 70 hours. Hope you enjoy it. Let me know if you do. Okay, second and final set. Remember, 8 reps again, and then we're going to stand up here, strip off these 25s, and crank out as many more as we can. Let's do it. Yeah. Okay. 25's off. Gonna count as many more as we can here. What? Oh, that's good. Very good. Okay. Hell yeah. Okay. That's exactly what we've been chasing down the last couple weeks. I'm glad we switched over to these lever arms. Let's get this configuration slightly changed here and get set up for some high incline shoulder presses. All right, we got this set up and configured. Let's get underneath it and get up to that weight. Very nice. All right, here's 170. Now, I hope we're going to be able to do this. I really do. I don't want to have to reduce this weight down. But what we're going to be doing here is a sort of a pyramid. We're going to be starting with 8 reps, and we're going to be working our way down to 3 reps, but we're going to be increasing this weight along the way. So we're going to go 8, 5, 3. Each of these should be progressively heavier than the last one here. But we'll ultimately see just what happens. We got to see where the workout takes us. Let's not get too caught up into it. Let's get underneath this and push some weight here. 8 reps. Come on. Yeah. Okay, I'll take it. That's very good. I don't know how you guys can see this over here. They found a single dog bone, and obviously they can't share it by any stretch. I had to take it from Moko, give it to Baloo. I think I'm about to have to take it from Baloo and give it to Moko as well. All right, set number 2 here, 2-minute rest. I added 15 pounds to each arm, so 30 total pounds. That means we're up to 200, 190. We're up to 190 because I took off the other weight. So let's see what happens. Maybe it's too big of a jump, but I think it'll be okay. 8 felt really good. Let's get 5 here. Come on. No, that was not 5 material. Not 5 material. We're going to keep the weight the same, though. 2, well, that was only a 1-minute rest. Jeez, BJ. That probably didn't help you. We're going to take our actual 2-minute rest here. Then we're going to come back. We're going to do this for 3. We're going to hit 3 for sure. Okay. Last one. Remember, 3 reps. We got this. We're going to employ some static holds, too. So in that first set, that first rep, rather, I'm going to do a nice 2-second hold at the top. Not fully extended, just, right there at the top. And then same thing on that last one. I'm going to try to get a good hold in there. Let's do it. 2, 3. Good. All right, I'm happy with that. Okay, let's get over here. Let's get our dumbbells. Let's do some lateral raises to really fire these delts up. Okay, time for some lateral raises. Just good old lateral raises here. But on that last set, we're going to do a drop set. So we're going to do 2 regular sets. Normal lateral raises, nothing crazy. Sets of 10. On the last set, though, we're going to do 10, drop it, 10, and then drop it one more time to get out another 10, hopefully. We're going to take this to complete failure. They're going to be tough, but they're going to be doable. We're going to keep good form, but these are really going to try us. Let's do it. Number 2, same weight. Yeah. Good. I forgot, we're not resting. What are we doing? That's 10 seconds. We're going down. That was at 30. Let's go 25. And more. That's tough, all right. Okay, one more. All we got. Let's go 20. Let's go 22. Why not? Come on, 10 more. Oh, wow. Yeah. All right. Whew. Okay. This is going to be a deceptively easy exercise. We're just going to be taking a weight, lifting it over our head. It's that simple. It's never that simple. Never that simple. The motion's that simple. The exercise is that simple. But this is a deceptively difficult exercise. Easy to perform, easy to master. There's nothing to it. There really isn't. But it is going to destroy those shoulders. So all I've got is a 25-pound plate. That's it. That's all I'm going to be using. We're going to be taking a straight up overhead, 10 reps, and then we're going to be doing like minute to at most 2-minute rests in between these. We'll do the first one at a minute. I have a feeling that's going to be not even close to enough. So we'll see what happens here. Let's get 10 reps under us. Oh, control it. Oh yeah, there's that burn coming in. Okay, 1 minute. Number 2, man. 1 minute. Let's see what we got. Come on. Oh, gosh, man. It's just like, it's so possible. Like you know that you can lift it, but it's still like such an incredible burn. All right, on this next one, we're going to take a slightly longer rest. We're going to go 1:30 on these. I'm going to increase the weight to 35 just for this last one to really send this guy home. All right, third set. 35 here. 10 reps. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Wow. Wow. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. All right. Time for some single arm tricep extensions. I'm going to be supersetting these with some decline sit-ups. As long as camera 2 cooperates, you'll see those in the superset here. But we're going to be using a single handle here and cranking out some high reps. Now, normally I'd like to do my single hand exercises after I do my dual hand exercises. That's just because that I find that once the muscle is actually fatigued, that's when the imbalances between the opposing muscles can really come out. And what I mean by that is, once we do a heavy set or whatever it is we're doing with both hands, they've been a little bit worked, fatigued, they've had some volume on them. Now we can really amplify those inadequacies and those imbalances between those two muscles by doing a single hand exercise and letting each of those muscles come to failure on their own terms. The left side versus the right side, they're going to be different. How much they can do, it's going to be slight. For those newbie lifters, it may be actually quite significant. But the best way that I have found to really try to hammer those out is to take them with some hypertrophy level volume, higher rep ranges, 12 to 20, depending on what you're doing, and take them nice and slow and controlled as you can. The one side's going to be different than the other. They're going to be able to go a little bit slower or faster as compared to the other side. So you're really going to be able to get them onto an even playing field over the course of those sets. So we're starting out with 30 pounds here. We're going to be going overhead with these with our nice and sturdy bar here. Let's crank out 20 reps, do the other side, and then we're going to superset them with some decline sit-ups. Those decline sit-ups are going to be our rest period. That's all we're going to do as far as the rest period goes, because we're going to start with our right side, then we're going to have our left side. The right side gets to rest the entire time we're doing the left side, and then it's also going to get the rest when we're doing our sit-ups over there as well. So plenty of rest in there. We're not going to be doing a timer rest in between these. Let's go. We overestimate how much we're going to be able to do here. I don't want to shoot ourselves in the foot. We're going to take this down to 20. There we go. I'm going to take these slow. And that weight is just going to be too much to finish all 20. Good. Okay. There's 20. Let's do left. Great. Okay. Grabbing a plate. Let's start with 25 on these. I lied. We're going to go 35. I know we could do 45 too, but let's try to get a little bit more control and really do some damage to these abs. 15 to 20. Okay. Right back over. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. Hold on. Come on. Good. A little bit of assist there in that last one. Those last couple reps were ugly. It's all right. Come on. 18. 19. Oh, okay. Wow. All right. Okay. Now we're gonna pop this set down here. Taking it down from 20 to 15 because those last few were, wow, they were tough. And I don't think we're gonna be able to finish a good set of 20 at 20 pounds again. So 15 it is. Come on. There we go. Come on. Oh boy. Oh, wow. Okay. Same thing. Oh boy. Oh wow. Whew. Oh my God, we're not gonna have triceps after this. My goodness. Well, I apologize. Camera 2 did not cooperate at all for those decline sit-ups. So you won't get to see me doing sit-ups. All right, last one here. This is tough, man. This is tough. Here we go. Still at 15. Come on. Oh, come on. Full extension. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Whew. All right. Left side. Come on. All right, that was something. Let me tell you. But let's fire these triceps all the way home with some good heavy pushdowns. We're gonna be doing sets of 8 here. I've got 70 loaded up. After those single arm ones, I'm not really sure where we're gonna land with this. So we're gonna take these with the strictest form as possible. Get everything we can out of 70, basically. And if we need to go up on the next set, we will. If we need to go down, like always, we'll go down too. Not a big deal. Not the end of the world. I'm not going to ego lift tricep press downs. It's a stupid freaking idea, man. Okay, let's do 8. Nice and strict. Let's keep those shoulders locked in so that we're not swinging that weight up to here. We're just keeping those elbows locked to our sides and then pushing it down with our triceps, not allowing them to come up, and then having to heave it back down with our shoulders too. Let's go. All right, happy with that. That's actually like really good, really good. Well, we got 3 more sets of these, and I'm gonna do some cable crunches after this, and then we're gonna wrap up and get out of here. This is where I'm gonna bid you farewell. Thanks for being here today. It was a good one. This was a really good change of pace, a nice workout. I loved it, the layout, and I was a little apprehensive about doing those single hand tricep extensions before we did the dual hand ones. I'm really glad we did it that way though. That was awesome. It was a great superset to keep us moving. And those decline sit-ups were tough, man, that's for sure. But I'm really glad we did it in that order. Sometimes you just gotta take risks, right? Small risks, big risks, change things up a little bit, keep it interesting, but also keep that muscle growing as best as we can. Ultimately, all these little minute differences, it all does add up. Now, is it gonna make or break us? No. So let's not sweat the little things. Let's try to just get through these workouts if we're struggling to even show up, and then let's do the things that make us the most happy, the exercises that we enjoy the most. That ultimately is why we're in here. We're not professional bodybuilders. We're not professional power lifters. At least I'm not. Maybe you are. But with that in mind, not everything has to be perfect and completely optimized. Let's optimize everything we can. Let's try to do things as perfectly as possible to get the most amount of effect out of the effort and the volume and the work that we're putting into this. But let's also keep it to be that thing that we just truly love. Let's not turn it into a job that's some kind of slog and ultimately we fall off of because, like a job, we just lose interest to it over time. So let's keep it positive. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep doing our sets, putting in the work day in and day out, but coming back to this because it's the thing we love the most. It brings us happiness. It keeps us centered and it keeps us sane. After all, it can be cheaper than therapy. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for showing up.